Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for The Arrow, Season 3, Episode 23. My name is Oliver Queen. I'm your host, Clio, who is in fact not Oliver Queen. And welcome to the One Woman Podcast. Yay! Oh my gosh, so much happened in this episode, and my notes are longer than they have ever been for this show. I'm going to start backwards. I usually save the flashbacks for last, but this time, flashbacks come first. They were so very sad, and I know I raged about how the reveal of what happened to Akio was bad and it sucked, and it did suck. It sucked, and they did do it wrong. But just, the whole, sort of funeral thing for Akio, and just, it was so touching how there were 3 tiny baby urns, and each of them got one, and it was just like, oh my god, and Tetsu was crying, and it was just like, no, it's so sad. Tetsu's gone back to the ether, wherever she had herself cloistered away, and I'm very sad. I hope that we will get to see her in the future. I'm a little sad she's not part of the pseudo Justice League that's going to be like the new spin-off show. I think Katana would have been a very good choice for that. But I have a feeling she'll come back in the future. She'll have not as big a part as some of the other players like Adam and Canary and obviously stuff like that. But I do believe she's going to have a part to play in the future. My heart, I was just so sad. And I mean, we also get this whole, I actually just explained this to someone today, this whole season of Arrow is sort of taking Ollie, who's like very stoic, very like, I can't feel feelings because I can't do what I need to do, and it's saying, yo, it's alright for you to feel feelings. It's kind of what makes you human, and it's what's gonna make you stronger as a person. And I think that's really good. Ollie, as much character development as honestly everyone gets in the season, Ollie gets the most. And we went from the first half of the season where every episode I was like, I disagree with everything Ollie says. We've come from that to me just being totally cool with everything Ollie does. He's making decisions smart now. He's not an idiot anymore, I feel. But we see the root. This right here, Akio, this is the root of Ollie thinking that he can't have emotions. This is where it started. And it's sad. It's sad because it's like because talking to this Ollie, it's like, dude, the next 5 years are gonna really suck if you don't have emotions. Or, not that he didn't have emotions, that he pushed them way down deep inside. But we also really see the break between these 3 friends, basically. 2 of whom were husband and wife, but we see the break in how they deal with this immense tragedy. And, I mean, Masao paid the ultimate price for dealing with what he did in the way that he did it. And, I mean, it sucks that he wasn't there for Tetsu, but, I mean, Tetsu was right. She could have gone after him. She could have took those steps, and I think it was just grief that drove them to terrible ends, and it's just so sad. I really hope Tetsu's okay. Going forward, I just hope Tetsu's okay, is all I want to say on that matter. I mean, Ollie tortures and kills General Shreve. I mean, I expected something bad to happen to Shreve, but we didn't get any answers after that. I mean, obviously, there's no time. But, I don't know. I still feel like General Eiling can take over. And that's how we get the current Argus. Because we still don't really have an answer, like, how does Amanda Waller get from where she is to where she was then to where she is now? We don't really have that answer. Or how the Suicide Squad got started. Excuse me. So we don't really have those answers yet. But I feel like they're just on the cusp. It's like right there. They teased Hive. They've been giving us all this, you know, Argus stuff in flashbacks, and it's like just right there. It's right there, and we're so close, and I hope we get it next season. I still predict the downfall of Argus, or at least the dismantling of Argus. I think especially if it goes toe-to-toe with Hive, which Hive is going to be very important next season. I can feel it. They wouldn't have introduced Damien Dark. They wouldn't have bothered mentioning Hive with Deadshot if Hive was not going to be important. If Damien Dark was not going to be important next season. I'm going to skip. I'm going to skip down to Damien Dark because I want to say when Ollie busted into that hotel room and the Swede from Hell on Wheels was standing there with a fancy suit, I was like, oh my god, he's Damien Dark. He's literally the perfect, I couldn't have cast it better myself, and then he gets shot. Then he gets shot, and he dies, and he's not Damien Dark, and I was just like, what? You wasted, you squandered it. You squandered such a good opportunity to have an amazing Damien Dark. Oh, the Swede. He is officially that guy from that thing right now. I was so disappointed. It was such a letdown because I really thought that he was Damien Dark. And I love that actor so much. Oh, it pains me, but I actually think going forward, that we just talked about it in our DC Legends of Tomorrow First Look podcast. But I think that Damien Dark is going to have an instrumental hand in someone's resurgence. I'll leave it at that, because if you are not interested in that, I do not want to spoil stuff, you know? Just, we'll get to it when my theory is that Damien Dark has a hand in something that's going to happen in DC Legends of Tomorrow, and I don't know why, honestly. I can't wait. I cannot wait for Damien Dark and Hive. It's going to be fan-tucking-fastic. So let's get to the plot. Ollie tries to stop Roz on the plane. He reveals, my name is Oliver Queen, it's been a ruse, I'm going to stop you, and Nyssa was in on it. My question, which was not answered, is when was Nyssa in on it? When did Ollie go to Nyssa and say, hey, we're going to do this thing? You know? Was her trying to stab him at the altar just a show? Or did she really try to stab him? I feel like that was a show. Like, if you guys know for certain, please let me know, because I was just like, when did he tell her this? When was she on the same page? So if you guys know, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you. Yeah, they crash land the plane, and I'm so surprised that they didn't die, but Roz gets away with the Alpha Omega virus and starts his evil plot, which is actually him helping Ollie was just his veiled attempt at killing Damien Dark. Like, obviously, he still wants to take down Starling City for reasons. I don't know, he's crazy, but, it wasn't, but a added bonus, why he moved up the timetable was because of Damien Dark, because he thought Damien would be there. Turns out Damien's no spring chicken. But Oh man. When Ollie rolls up and Diggle and Felicity just like staring daggers at him, like I was laughing. Like I couldn't help it because both sides are completely justified. Like yeah, Ollie did a really shitty thing not telling them, but he couldn't risk it. And Felicity was more mad at the fact that he was ready to die so that he didn't have to explain to them, you know? But I don't think that he wanted to die so he didn't have to explain. I think that it was just it was like not that it was an added bonus, but what am I trying to say about that? I'm trying to say that him risking his life, almost certain death, would be okay. He could live or die with that knowledge that they were still mad at him. Like feelings, character development, all that sweet jazz. But yeah, Diggle, I mean, even at the end, I feel like Diggle didn't completely forgive him. And just Diggle was still so mad at him at the end. And obviously Felicity forgave him pretty quick, actually, because they started smooching. Yeah. I'm still not, like, 100% with them, but I've come to terms with the ending, and I'll get to the ending and talk about that later. But, so everyone's working, they've all got their tasks. I love Malcolm doling out the task, and then they're all, like, looking like, what the fuck? And Diggle's like, dudes, just do what he says, there's bigger issues at stake. I mean, Malcolm's crazy, he's an asshole, but he doesn't want to die, he doesn't want the city to die, you know? So, you can trust him at least that far. Any further, and no, don't stop trusting him. And I mean, they go out, they do their jobs. Thea shows up in what, honestly, it looks like she cut, Roy's suit in half and sewed it back together. But she looked so awesome in the Speedy outfit. I was so excited to see her. I actually don't know why my background is Roy. I should have changed it. Roy, I should have changed it to... I should have changed it to Thea or Diggle. Why? Why is it Roy? Roy was not in this episode at all. I gotta work on my backgrounds for next season, guys, because I just have not been on the ball with my backgrounds. Yeah, so everybody's scrambling around the city trying to stop the crate, because the fucking virus will kill everyone. It'll just kill everyone. And Lance and Laurel finally just have it out. Put all the cards out on the table. And, I mean, I think Laurel knew. I think Laurel knew that Captain Lance had fallen off the wagon. But only now was she just was able to say it to him. She's like, I fucking know. Please stop pretending like you're not drunk. It's so sad. It's so sad because I like Captain Lance and I love Laurel and I'm so proud of her for being this strong person, and just this sad fact that her father fell off the wagon, like, that really sucks. And not only that, but he's deluding himself into thinking it's okay. But when you're addicted to anything, you can't have it because it's a sickness and you just can't. An alcoholic can't have a drink a day. That's not. No, just like a drug addict can't have a hit. You know, it's very sad, and he was sober for so long. Yeah, I hope that he can forgive Laurel and get sober. That's what I want. I just want them to be happy again. Yeah. Ollie fights Roz. Crazy fucking fight. And Ollie kills him. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting. That was such like an on the edge of your seat kind of fight. And for Ollie to pull that stunt, grab the sword, that's it. And honestly, actually, I thought that it had happened previously on Arrow, that move, grabbing the sword, turning it around, and stabbing the other person. But actually, that's something from the TV show Spartacus, which is hilarious because there are so many actors from the TV show Spartacus on Arrow and Flash. Captain Boomerang, Martin, the weather guy, Slade was in Spartacus. Amanda Waller was in Spartacus. I actually think, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that was a reference. And a pretty damn good reference. I need to look into that to see if that's actually a reference, because that's hilarious. But that's, and it didn't occur to me until today when I sat down to really think about this episode. But that's the first time Ollie's killed anyone in a long time. Like, he had the no-killing vow, he wasn't gonna do it. Oh, no, wait, that doesn't count, because he killed that guy he thought was Diggle. Well, I guess this is his first conscious of his own will, own volition kill, in a long time. So, I mean, obviously, he had to do it. It was something he had to do. Excuse me, but Ray, all the meanwhile, is doing the science, trying to save the city, and then Felicity. Listen, I still love Felicity. I really do. But I've liked her less since she's been with Ollie. She's just not been the same. She's been crazy, maybe a little. But she's acted like a selfish prick, and she was like, you have to save Ollie. But then he's like, are you fucking kidding me? I have to literally save everyone in the city. What is wrong with you? But then Felicity takes the armor, which is actually kind of cool. It was actually kind of cool. But I did not like how she was being a selfish little prick. But God bless Ray for being able to just be in that situation, you know, having been jilted as a lover, and then to just see her with Ollie. That must have really sucked. Must have really sucked. So, like, God bless you, Ray, because you're amazing. Never stop being awesome. Saying a lot today. I am a little tired, I'm sorry. But if this turns out like it wasn't recorded on a potato, then I count that as a win in my book. Ollie gives the title of Roz to Malcolm. He slips him the ring. And I knew as soon as the sleight of hand, I was like, motherfucker! Nyssa got fucked again. And she bows to him, and I'm like, bitch, we gonna kill him next season. He gonna die next season. Nyssa gonna be Roz. It's gonna be hell up in here. Nyssa needs to, like, bring the noise next season. She needs to just stab Malcolm in the back. Has to happen. Nyssa needs to be top bitch. I mean, come on. What is this? I'm getting a little angry. I'm sorry. It's just like the will and the power for Nyssa to do things on her own for the last couple of episodes was taken away from her. And now, in a slightly lesser sense, it's being taken away from her again, and she's being subjected to someone else's will. And I don't want to see that, especially since she broke out of her shell, sort of in the social sense, with Laurel, and really bonded with people, had emotions, you know? So, I really just want her to be top bitch. That's all I want. Queen bitch. Queen bitch Nyssa. I need it. I have to have it. I really hope she kills him, honestly. I really, like, they spent, and I've said this before, and you guys agree with me. Everyone who mentioned it in the comments agreed with me. They spent time on Malcolm this season to give him a background, to give him reasons for why he's done all these things. And I get it. Completely get it. But they tried to humanize him, and it didn't work. He's still an asshole, and I still want him to die. So, I mean, we're back at square one. Although it is nice having that background and seeing baby Tommy. I miss my baby Merlin. Thinking about him again gets me emotional. I miss my baby Merlin. I really do. I'm just trying to see if I missed anything, because the next thing that I've got is Ollie drives off into the sunset with Felicity. Now at first I was like, oh god, great, cliche, thank you. Cliched with my no TP. I mean, and I didn't like it. But again, thinking about it more, I kind of do like it. Because while Felicity has changed in a way I'm not completely liking, Ollie's changed in a way that I'm okay with. Ollie's accepted the fact that he needs to feel, which is great. He's become this better person, sort of. And he's let go. He's come to this point, and it's a good point. I'm very happy for Ollie. But that ain't gonna last. And I'm wondering what Ollie's role in this universe is gonna be going forward. Because he basically broke it down. He's like, you guys are already defending the city. And it seems like it's gonna be Diggle, Ray, Thea, and Laurel. And I don't know to what extent Ollie's gonna even be involved, or Felicity's gonna even be involved, because they've lost their hacker, their eye in the sky. I mean, I don't understand really. I just don't know. It's I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I think is going to happen, and I just don't know. I just don't know. My question is, what will Diggle's costume look like? And my brain went over a couple things. Maybe he's going to put the Green Arrow hood on. Maybe he's going to do this, that, and the other thing. And maybe he'll be a... This crossed my mind just because the way he speaks, his demeanor, his looks, he sort of looks like Jon Stewart, who is a Green Lantern. Especially the way he's depicted in Justice League Unlimited. And I'm wondering if that... But that's probably not even close to being a thing. I don't know. Diggle needs to wear a costume. Diggle will never in a million years admit that it's a costume, but he needs to wear a costume. That's all I'm saying. It has to happen. Can't stop it. The ball's already rolling. It's just a question of what costume. Oh, man. A lot of shit happened in this episode. And something that I've really put a lot of thought into is something the writers said, or the producers said. They said next season will be brighter. It won't be as dark and as broody. Now, I think I've thought a lot about this because it can mean many different things. But one thing that it could mean is that it will be brighter because the main character might not be Ollie. Or it could be brighter because Ollie has accepted that he has feelings and is a human being. And I think that the ending of this season was bright, hopeful, right off into the sunset, you know, end of a Western or whatever. Which is not what I expected from Arrow, which is a good thing. Because the ending, no spoilers, but the ending to Flash was the kind of ending I thought that Arrow was going to have. So this sort of cross is just one more cog in this whole universe. And thinking more about it, the more I'm like, yeah, it's becoming cohesive. And the reason Arrow is going to be a little bit brighter, maybe because Flash is going to be a little bit darker. And we're going to have just this balance. I think that's what I've come to that place in my mind, because I think that the balance is really what makes, because this show has always been dark, but it's always had campiness to it, this kind of light air that doesn't take itself too seriously. So this show, Arrow, has kept its balance, and I think the reason they were able to go a little darker this season was because Flash was around to lighten up the universe. So that's my take on that. If you guys are interested in the DC Legends of Tomorrow podcast that we did, first go watch the trailer because it's amazing. Second, if you don't watch Flash, go watch Flash. What are you doing with your life? Third, watch our podcast that we did. We just did it. It should be up by the time that stuff happens. It's a lot of fun to talk about and speculate with this universe, and this universe is really just growing so fast, and I think that's it. It all started with Arrow, and that's why I'm really glad that I could do this podcast, because it really brought a lot of other things into the sphere that we talk about. So, super happy. Next season might not be one woman podcast. I might have some Dom or other peeps if anyone else starts watching this freaking show. But yeah, I think that's all that I have to say. Oh, it is up. Ha! There you go. Dom said it's up right now, which it would be up. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm tired, and before I battle myself into a quarter, I can't wait for next season of everything. I mean, I can wait. I'm capable of waiting, but I just would love to see what happens. Because there's no way that, I don't know, every way I think about it, like, there's no way that Ollie can stay away. But also, maybe he's not going to be such a big role. Maybe this, that, and the other thing. I don't know. I keep thinking myself in circles. But either way, anyway, this universe is changing, and I'm very, very excited for that. So, oh no, I have the wrong things clicked up. There we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Put your shit in the comments. I will read them. I can't wait for next season. I hope you guys keep watching next season. You can find me on the socials at Clio Moto, and you can find me on Twitch at the Clio Moto, and you can find all of us on ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Gmail, Twitter, Google+, MySpace, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Until September, October, whenever the show comes back, until season 4. I keep grabbing the wrong thing. That's not my mouse. Bye-bye! Man, I seriously can't wait to see what happens.